Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. I shall see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today. We're relaxing as per usual. This is a bit of a weird timing for recording, I would say, because I'm about 17 minutes away, I think, from the D&D session starting. But I was like, there's such an awkward amount of time, and there's not really much more prep I need to or want to do. So I was just like, okay, fine. I will just record. And yeah, it'll probably be about a 15-minute episode just to make sure I get on time, but we'll see. Good evening, everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow at 7:13 PM on Wednesday, January 21st, 2026. I feel a little bit, I don't know. I should keep like a mood diary of like a vibe for today or something. You know, some days I'm like, yeah, I'm great, I feel amazing. Today I'm just like, eh. I'm still going to try and put my whole heart, I suppose, into D&D and that sort of thing, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel... It's not tired, per se. Maybe it's like fatigued or something. I can't really tell, but there's something going on where I don't feel at 100% today. But I will still try and put 100% in. So, you know, I've had my dinner, so, you know, I've got my food. I even got a little chocolate treat, just to be like, maybe I just need a injection of sugar. A dose of sugar to sort of like pep me up a little bit. How's this D&D session gonna go? I'm not really sure, mind you. Like, it's a bit difficult to say because a lot of these sessions are gonna be sort of built by random encounters more than anything. Okay, so like, long and short is they're basically trying to traverse like a very harsh landscape. So it's mostly like a survival sort of thing, but at the same time, I'm like, survival mechanics aren't like that well incorporated in my opinion in D&D, which makes it a little bit awkward to sort of just be like, oh yes, this is how we're gonna do it, this is how we're gonna make it work. It's very tedious to track resources, nor is it something that, you know, I've had much of a precedent of establishing. So the way at least I'm doing it is, rather than being like, oh, you need to make sure you manage out and ration your food, it's more like, okay, you're gonna get into like survival check like situations, and this is what you'll have to do. This is what you'll have to figure out. So I do have Foundry up already. The only thing I was possibly going to do is I was possibly going to try and find a nice magic item for the center. But that's the other thing with these magic items. Is like, I'm also not sure which magic items I even particularly like or don't like. Everything is always a little bit ambiguous, you know. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a way it's just like, oh, you know, it's hard to say a lot of the time. It's hard to say exactly what the best way to do something is, or what best, etc, etc, etc. The best something is, you know. Yeah. I think this one could be a fun one, because I have to remember, they're at level 10 now, everyone, which is about halfway through the power scaling in this game. So sometimes I look at an item and be like, that's too rare or something, there's no way I can do that. But then I think about it a bit more and I'm like, oh no, maybe it's fine to give something like that, you know. I mean, I do make them pretty strong. I've given them like fantastic, cool, strong special magical features and items, but like genuinely I don't really know how this session's going to go. It's basically starting off with a one-on-one conversation with a big bad evil guy, the BBG, which I'm also not exactly sure how that's going to go, because it's kind of by this point I would have liked to perhaps reveal more of what's sort of going on and like the overall plot. It's really weird comparing the two campaigns, because the other campaign they're just like, okay, we know, we basically know what's going on, but we don't really know how it's going on. And this campaign is, like, I mean, I spoke about it before, is the fact that they're kind of doing things in a different order, not that intended. So my initial intention by this point is that, like, I mean, I'll peek behind the curtains a little bit. It's like the arc that they were currently working on should have revealed a lot about what, like, the overarching sort of plot is, or like why they're doing it. It didn't end up doing so because they sort of bailed out of it a little bit early, and then the arc we're on now was meant, in my mind, it was going to be like the third arc or something, second, like something where they're much stronger, so it's something that they can sort of waltz through, not waltz through necessarily, but like it pose a bit less of difficulty, you know. They had more means at their disposal to make some parts of it easier, but they don't. So it's now like, well, okay, I mean, I laid the cards on the table of what this plot was going to be. Like, I could have taken a shortcut maybe and been like, this is not exactly how it pans out. But I'm like, no, okay. I think this emergent storytelling is something to tap into. The fact things get shifted around, okay, well, the story will just end up a bit different. They'll just be a bit less in the know about what's going on. So this conversation could reveal a lot, or it might not. I don't know. It depends definitely how the way the player takes it. She might just be caring for her own survival and she gets out, in which case, fair enough, and she'll get no answers, but I don't know. At the end of the day, as long as my players are having a good time and having fun, that's all I really care about. But at the same time, I'm just like, you know, it's a bit of it's an interesting situation for me as a DM, is perhaps how I should say it. Because I don't really know what it'll end up meaning. Low battery, okay, I've got to remember to charge the Joy-Cons. How am I doing for backlog of videos? I feel like I'm doing a better job at sort of keeping up with it, kind of. I might record some 9 Souls today, I'm not sure. Like, as I say, 9 Souls is one that I'm more excited to record for, but at the same time, D&D finishes quite late on this sort of day, so... But yeah, what should I talk about, really? Like, I know I've already been speaking about 6 minutes, about nothing, really. I'm not really sure. Like, it's... Sometimes it's sort of like a conversation finds you, and sometimes it's not. What have I been keeping up with recently? I don't know. There's nothing really to say about Uma Musume because we're only signing up for a Champions meet right now, so I can't even talk about how those races are going. I'm preparing for one after it, and it's a bit of a pain because, like, I don't have any decent sprint parents, so I've had to try and make some out like some weird Umas who aren't really sprint parents, and now I've got one, so now I'm trying to train up Halloween Super Creek to be a sprint runner. I didn't realize I need it to. She can't reach S in sprint. She can maybe reach A. She has it. Well, she could reach S. She would have to have a triple proc of sprint S, which I have double circle inspiration, so it's possible, but it's not likely. The good thing, it does seem like sprint characters are reasonably easy to build. Although I have sort of admitted that I probably need to bring Rico along because it's a little bit difficult to... I was so close in this one. Like, I even did stamina sparks and stamina burst and everything, but I still couldn't get a third in tennis show, so spring. So I would probably just do it with Rico. It's like, I'm already making it more difficult for myself by doing like this. Just play with Rico. So yeah, anyway. That's Uma Musume. I don't know, the other games... I haven't really had much time to play through the stories or anything like that. I'm playing through the events. Angels of Delusion coming to the ZZZ event. I'm excited. I'm very excited for Arya, this robot girl. She's super cool. I've been anticipating her for ages. But yeah, what else to talk about? I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I'm losing it. This is how I feel. Like, I feel like my mind's in a weird place at the moment. It's a bit of an iffiness behind it, which makes it a little bit difficult for me to be like, I'm locking in at the moment. I feel, that's the way to put it. I feel completely unlocked. You know? Not even slightly locked in. I feel like my mind is wandering in a weird way. So, I don't know. Hopefully it locks back in, you know, that sort of thing. So I don't know what else to really talk about, to be honest. I need a good conversation. Like, but this is it. Sometimes a conversational flow doesn't flow. I can talk about the other D&D session, but I'm like already spoken about 10 minutes about nothing. You know, you get those moments where I'm not... Okay, I was going to say dissociate, because that's just me using, like, my thesaurus vocabulary. I'm not dissociating right now. I'm very much here and present. I'm just also feel like... It feels like my mind's in the clouds in a weird way right now, which I don't know what that necessarily means for DMing, to be honest. But it does make me feel at least a little bit detached. Wait, I just had a thought. Like, I hope it doesn't mean I'm coming down with a cold or something. That would not be great. Now I think about it. because that sometimes happens. Like but that's only when I get extremely ill. And it's not normally a headache. I feel like I become delusional, I suppose, when I get like that ill. Like I remember one time I had COVID. No, the first time, sorry, I had COVID. Like I remember just completely like time just passed and I had no idea what was going on. Essentially, I felt like I was on a different planet. This is like a different thing. I don't know. So I'm holding out on this chocolate, and when it comes to about 1/2 time, I'm gonna eat the chocolate. I'm gonna lock back in. And we're gonna all be good. Let's see, I guess I'll do the thumbnail art for not locking in. Zone out. Yeah. What else does it really say? I'm not sure, to be honest. I feel like I need like a ground. Well, it's like I need a grounding technique, except for I don't need a grounding technique because I'm not like that disjointed at the moment. I can't even think of words right now. Because again, grounding is kind of like when you're like dissociating. And by the way, my favourite grounding technique is definitely the 5 senses ones. If you don't know, it's like you name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can feel, 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can taste. Something like that. You basically just go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, concentrating on each of your senses one at a time. Good for panic attacks as well, apparently. But yeah, what else to really say about it? I don't know. Maybe I just need like a reality check or something. Maybe I just didn't sleep as well last night compared to what I thought I did. You know, most other days I feel like I sleep totally fine, mind you, but like definitely there are possibilities I probably like was sleepier than I thought, because it doesn't come out immediately. That's a big thing. If I am sleepy, it won't be like I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, I can't even get up or anything. I usually can get up okay, and then it would just hit me later, you know, which I think is not like that unreasonable, you know. I feel like I'm generally pretty good if I need to like get out of bed or anything like that. I'm just like, yeah, okay, let's do it. And I think a very small thing which helps is like, even if it's like warm and cozy, I'll just sit up in bed and I'll be like, yeah, that's like a nice way to sort of start the motivation to do so. But maybe I'm just like, I didn't realise that, you know, I had only so much like fuel running in my tank of a moment, and I realised that I'm coming to the end of the day and it's like puttering out. And on any other day I'd be like, okay, you know, maybe I'll go to sleep early or something. I will go to sleep somewhat early. But at the same time, I'm just like, also, maybe I'm just like, this is it. I'm burning up. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, I don't know. You know, I'm gonna have this piece of chocolate now. It's a bit of Lindor chocolate. Lindor chocolates, which I like a lot, you know. They're very tasty, IMO, creamy. And I think the injection of sugar will do me some good. And I could bite into it to make it like just be over. I'm going to treat it like a gobstopper. I'm going to get a slow release of endorphins and sugar into my bloodstream. Probably worse for my teeth that way, I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, sometimes sacrifices must be made. Yeah, that's it. I did floss my teeth this morning. Never mind. I was like, I skipped flossing my teeth this morning. No, that was yesterday. I just didn't have time yesterday, is why. But I think it was okay. I don't know. Do any of us really know? Is everything just permitted to be a mystery forever? Maybe so, maybe so. Alright, there we go. I might get some other chocolates as well to eat during the session as well, just to make sure I can lock in and focus. Little chocolate's really good. These are Christmas chocolates. I didn't buy them on my own accord. I'm not going to say no to them. I do like chocolates as my one sweet treat. And sometimes you need it. Sometimes you need that injection of energy to keep you going. Maybe this would be if I was a coffee drinker. I'd be like, I need my cup of coffee to keep it going. But I'm otherwise, I'm otherwise chilling. It's otherwise unneeded. And I don't really want to develop a caffeine addiction, mind you. I think that's a good idea. I think I will go grab some more, a handful of chocolates, just to sort of snack on. Just to, if I feel my like blood sugar dropping or something, I need something like that to get it back up. Because I think it is that similar sort of feeling. It does feel like my blood sugar is like low or something. Like there's a certain level of like, going on. But it's also weird because I have eaten like decent meals today and everything. So I don't know. Maybe there's an inefficiency right now. Maybe I am getting it. I really hope I'm not, but maybe it's just like a bit, like a sense of impending doom sort of thing. Alright, anyway, I'm gonna go grab the chocolates and then I'll go get ready for D&D. So, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.